Hello, friends. What's going on? Right out the gate, a $2 super chat from Naggers the Annoying. Thanks, pal. About damn time you fix this, Devo. Yes, monetization is back. Super chats are back. If you feel so inclined to donate, please consider doing so because, oof, it was kind of a hit not having it last week. But thank you. Thank you, everyone. What was the deal with the super chats? I had to file some paperwork with YouTube. It wasn't like it's not like I didn't get punished or anything, but they had apparently mailed me something that needed signing, and it got lost in the mail, or it didn't get here, and I had to talk to them, so I got it back. No problem. Everyone have your coffees? Get your coffees up, guys. Oh, that's good. That first sip of a coffee is great. You know, if I could constantly be having like a first sip of a coffee, I would. Oh, yeah. It's so good. Give me a moment here, chums. Give me a fucking moment. Oh, okay. Just give me a second, my friends. So how are you all doing anyway? Yes, I'll put it here. Sorry, I'm just figuring out something. Actually, you know what I'll do? Yeah. Let's be smarter about this. Sorry, I'm setting up something last minute. There we go. That looks just fine. Okay. So, how's it going, everyone? Super chats should work now, yes. Have you ever heard of the whole slavery led to capitalism thing? I know Marx had a theory that slavery was what allowed industrialization to happen because of the boost in production. It is sipping time, my friends. Oof. Ah, I'm adjusting. Ah. How's everyone going? How's everyone doing? What's up? It's not woo, it's whoa. Oh my G dev, fix it. What the fuck? I'll fix it for a super chat. mm. So I was on EFAP last night. How many of you friends saw me on EFAP? Where's the VTuber waifu? Fuck off. Keep up the great work. Thanks for the $5 red coffee. Highly appreciated. So yes, I was on EFAP last night. We were going over denims because there's this is going to be a 3-part EFAP SFO situation. Okay, I'll be on there for 3 weeks in a row with Mahler. Yes, and last week was his name was Irrelevant. This week was Denims, and next week will be somebody new. And these are basically 3 streamers who were pissed at Jay for making that video calling out Hassan for stealing Jay's content, because that's what fucking Twitch React streamers do. They steal content. They sit there and fucking eat food and go and don't even react. They don't even react. They don't even add their own commentary. They don't transform the content. They're just fucking leeches. And you know what? Of the 3 people that we'll be covering over the course of these 3 EFAPs, Denims is easily the stupidest one of the 3. Like she's like, I mean, to be fair, she calls herself like the political bimbo, and it's like, okay, fair enough. I guess you know exactly what you are. What is your take on Sargon and internet comment etiquette's videos on each other? I haven't kept up with that drama, I don't think. I have to look up the internet comment etiquette. Oh yeah, this shit. Honestly, internet comment etiquette has that American problem where he thinks that everything should be looked at from an American point of view through an American lens. And that's what Sargon's taking objection to. And he just can't fucking understand that. He doesn't understand that his view is not the same as every other possible view. Thanks for the $5, though. I am wrong. And Cuddy, thanks for the $5 as well. What is your take on the right's reaction to Dave Rubin having 2 babies in the way? Ridiculous. Honestly, ridiculous. If you're going to like shit on one of your greatest advocates because you don't like the fact that he's gay, like Jesus Christ. I honestly thought that we had moved past that at this point. Anyway, there'll be one more EFAP. There will be one more EFAP, and I will be there again next week. Me and Sitch. PSA Sitch. He's a good fella. When is there a new Tubcast? I gotta rope Lilith into it. Actually, I'll message her right now. Yeah. I'm messaging Lilith about the Tubcast. Yeah, the whole baby thing's a controversy. Yeah. If you want to, like... Here's the thing. It is far more important that a child have loving parents than it is that they have opposite sex parents. That just seems ridiculous to me. Sitch over Dev, fuck you. So I have actually told Naomi that if she wants to be a VTuber, I'll help her set it up, but I don't think she wants to actually be the short flat otaku. I don't think she wants to be Noomjoom, guys. Mr. North Canada for $14. Thank you. Will you do a video on the federal Canadian Conservative leadership campaign? Probably not, because isn't it just basically going to Pierre Poilievre? Isn't he just gonna like win? He's like hyper popular right now. I assume he's just gonna fucking take it. I want to watch Sitch and Adam, but I lack the 87 hours to watch one stream. Yeah, fair enough, right? So, in terms of content coming up, I've already written and recorded 2 streams. Not streams, videos. They'll be out Monday and Tuesday. And I think Skaven's actually canceled this week, so I'll be able to write more this afternoon and just basically get a build up of video so I can stay ahead of the game again. Oh, Lore! Hey man, there's Lore Reloaded for $10. Everyone go follow Lore Reloaded. He's not a political guy. He does like Star Trek. He's a Star Trek tuber, but I enjoy his content, so you should go watch him. He's pretty good. Super chats were gone. What racist thing do you say you get taken away? Also, never slurp. No, we're all gonna slurp. Hold on. What's your opinion on the Vosh versus J.K. Rowling thing that happened? Stupidity. I don't know. Like, I mean, I could make a video on it, but like, I don't really care too much, you know. Not in the context. Like, I don't care outside the context of a wider like, is Vosh unironically evil too video. BD 750. Thank you. Congrats on getting monetization back. What do you think it will take for an alt site to really hit critical mass? I mean, BitChute is getting there. Gab, like, Torba destroyed Gab with his own stupidity, his own censorship. Now he's like, hey, he was like no porn a couple years ago. Now he's like no sports. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, how Torba, how fucking stupid are you, dude? Hold on, I'm gonna double check on Skaven. Hold on. Why? Yeah, it's canceled. Sorry, guys. Skaven is canceled. No Skaven RP this week over on Arch's channel. Oh, no, lore. It was a paperwork issue that I had to figure out. YouTube had mailed something, but it got lost in the mail. It didn't get here. And so I got fucked. I had to, sign something. But I got it back. I heard Vosh did a thing again this week regarding Keffels. Shall we reset the clock? Stug, I haven't heard that yet. But oh my god. Here's the thing. I have a Keffels video in the works. Shh, don't tell anybody. If that's true, I gotta look it up. Because Keffels seems to be like a fucking retard nowadays, dude. Like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. You will know once I make the video. I'm going to get ratioed. Oh, no, I'm going to get ratioed. They're coming, Doomcore. Just wait a second. Stug, if you have, information, apparently there's, a reset the clock for Vosh and Keffels. If you have information on that, I want to see it, man. DM it to me. Drop it in the chat. Do something. Do I have you on... Is this you? Do I have you on Discord? I do have you on Discord. Stug. 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 Gib info. Keffels and Vosh. Reset the clock info? Question mark? And okay, I want chat. Get Stug's attention. make him reply to me. Ah. All right. Oh, hey, Lotan, thanks for being here, man. All right, let's close all this. I'll have to look at that later. Okay, here's the situation with the Minecraft server. So I bought myself a network switch, and I bought myself a different router, and I bought myself a bunch of internet equipment that will basically make the server not shit. And I've been sitting on it for a month, and I haven't been able to do things to set it up because IRL has been a bitch recently. You know what? We are out of the weeds. Usually Naomi helps me with a lot of logistics, but she had to basically go work a shit ton of extra hours at work because her boss's daughter died. And so her boss was understandably upset and off work. And so Naomi was basically running the show because Naomi's second in command. She took over the whole fucking operation at her day job. So I was basically without a helper. As you all know, Dave's health fluctuates. And then other things have been going on IRL that are not exactly reasonable to talk about. But you know what? Everything's done. All the crises are over. And also, we just bought a car, which we're going to have tomorrow. Oh, fuck off, Revenant. You're banned. Charlie, have you thought of doing collab with the guys like Razorfist or V? Well, I don't know who Razorfist is, but I'm good friends with V, and we always... I've been on his stream a few times. He's been on mine a few times. We've played, tabletop together. I can collab with V. We'll probably figure it out at some point. So we've talked about it a little bit recently, so probably sometime soon. Why don't I do it tonight? I could, in fact, do it tonight, Titanium. The thing is, my first priority, because everything is downstream from the SFO content. the success of the gaming channel, the success of the other channels, the podcast, the any of the hardware that I have. You know, Dave getting paid, Lilith getting paid. These are all downstream from the success of the main channel, at least right now, because the other projects aren't popular enough for them to stand on their own. Which is why I keep saying, follow the gaming channel, please, guys. It's pinned in the chat. But the point being is that if everything is downstream from SFO, making SFO content is what I kind of have to focus on. And currently, I'm on a writing roll, all right? I have a shit ton of topics. I have a shit ton of flowing ideas that are just bursting from my brain, and I want to write. I know who Razorfist is, but I don't know him. Like, we're not friends. I wouldn't mind being, but like, I don't even think Razorfist knows who I am. All right? But anyway, we've solved all the real life problems. I am now writing again. So basically, I have 2 videos already written. Dave is editing 1. It'll be out for Monday, hopefully Monday, Tuesday, and I'm gonna try to get like a shit ton of other videos written too, because I have some good ideas. Yes, the Louie Lou. I would enjoy it if you used the Prime sub on the gaming channel. I'd appreciate that very much. Stop playing garbage games in the gaming channel. Make people watch. Okay, Manuel, tell me all the games that I play are great. What games would you like me to play, in fact? Yes, I've rated Razorfist in the past on Game Boomers, yeah. I have no idea who Raging Dissident is. Or Drunken Uncle. I don't know who any of these fucking people are, dude. Dark Souls? We're going to play Dark Souls in the gaming channel? Minecraft, Mega Man 2, Chinese mobile games. Okay, we already beat Shadow the Hedgehog. Don't frickin' bring up Shadow. Bad Rats. We already played Bad Rats. God damn it. I remember you playing the Life is Strange sequel thing, and that was fun. Well, we finished it. Actually, we might come back and do the Life is Strange True Colors, whatever, DLC. There's a DLC they added. We might do that, because it's also really shitty. Do you know about George Fitzhugh, a socialist who defended slavery? No, but it sounds about right for socialism. Where's the short flower talking? That was an April Fool's joke. If you play more common games that people enjoy, more people will watch. If you play age-old games, no one will watch. LOL. I mean, yes and no, the Louie Lou, because, like, everyone's playing Elden Ring right now. If I were to boot up an Elden Ring stream, would it really be that popular? I think people are kind of burnt out on that game at this point, because everyone is playing it. Play Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, Wario World. I played Earthbound and Chrono Trigger on the stream already. I don't mind doing it again. It's just that all the playthroughs are backlogged on like a backlog channel if anyone wants to watch them. I know a Cat Daily, yeah. That's just Sargon's other channel, right? Oh man, coffee's good. Earthbound, Mother 2. Yes, I get it. It's my favorite game. I already know. Play what you want. Sonic 06. We played. Oh god, we did Sonic 06 during the 10th anniversary in 2016 on the channel. That was a shit show of a playthrough. Holy fuck, dude. I've been going out of my way not to watch Elden Ring stuff. Yeah, because everyone wants to play it for themselves, you know? Like, the problem with playing the hot new game is that everyone's playing the hot new game. And I've had people tell me, like, I don't want to watch the same game 10 fucking times because all the streamers that I watch are playing. It's like, you know, fair enough, right? Fair enough. See, I would like to keep, because the gaming channel is a variety channel, I would like to keep it so there's, like, one retro game going and then, like, modern games. You know, I wouldn't mind dividing it up like that, where like once a week we'll play a retro game, but then we'll have like other games happening as well. $5 from the real Holtzner. Thank you. I know when Elden Ring came out, I was sad. That's all anyone was doing. Also, played the Planet Crafter. Won't be boring at all. Oh, God. No, Nima Mia for 30 somethings. What are those? Are those shekels? Are those rubles? What are those? Like, what is this symbol? Yeah, it's a shekel. Okay, thank you. Play Silent Hunter 3. Be a man. I don't know what that is. I don't know what. I don't know what Silent Hunter 3 is. We've been doing a playthrough of the new Kirby. We'll probably continue it, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not playing the common Twitch games like fucking Fortnite or Valorant or any of that garbage. I hate that stuff. Or League. Fucking League. Jesus. All right. Should we actually get onto it? Let's get onto it. Oh. Let's get onto it. Oh, I'm just going to stretch a bit. Metal Gear Solid 3. I actually might start with Metal Gear Solid 1. I do want to do that soon, though. Okay. Let's go. If you want to support the channel, aside from Super Chats, which I do appreciate, like this one right here, break them up for $2. Thank you. Your cringy games are often fun because of the commentary. Yeah, we'll be, dude. I think we will get to that Life is Strange DLC. But here, if you want to join the $5 club, it requires a $5 recurring monthly tip, automated, so that the bot can automatically put you into the $5 club in Discord. Patreon.com/RealFightOtaku, Subscribestar.com/RealFightOtaku, the YouTube memberships, Twitch.tv/GameBoomers. Any one of those 4 sources will get you in there. So, you have Patreon, Subscribestar, YouTube memberships, which is the button. It's like it's a button at the bottom of this video, every video, that says join. That sends $5 recurring through YouTube. And then the Twitch.tv/GameBoomers sub button. On Twitch, it's a sub. On YouTube, it's join. They can't use the same fucking terminology because who the fuck knows why. But it's the same thing, $5 recurring. Also, if you're on Twitch, you can use your Amazon Prime sub. So if you happen to have Amazon Prime, and you don't have any money, but you have Amazon Prime, you can go over there, drop a sub. You have to redo it every month, but you can get yourself into the $5 club that way as well. Also, 100 USD directly into the PayPal. Send me the receipt. We'll put you in the $5 club for life. For life. And of course, I open packages on this show. The things that you send me, there's the P.O. box on the screen. If you want to send me your garbage, put it in a box, tape it up, mail it over here. I will open it on stream. Send me all your anthrax. You'll be able to see it. Oh, and speaking of the Game Boomer schedule, I do have a tentative schedule set up for next week that I want to share with you. Let me just put it up here. So, this is the tentative schedule, all right? Monday night will be Kena Bridge of Spirits, which is a PlayStation 5 game for Naomi and I. She likes playing that kind of game. Tuesday, I have penciled in the Secret of Mana Super Nintendo game, because that's a playthrough we've wanted to do for a while. I don't know if we'll actually do it, but I have it penciled in. We've been considering starting it for a little bit now. Wednesday night and Saturday morning will be Kirby shows. The new Kirby game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. We're going to continue our playthrough. It's Saturday morning because on Saturday night, I'm on EFAP again. So no Saturday night shows again, Saturday morning instead. Thursday, we're continuing the Final Fantasy Origins game, which really fucking sucks, but it's hilarious. And Friday, every Friday night, we do a Borderlands, we do like a Borderlands night with friends. And so we're going to continue to do that, at least for the next few weeks. We just beat the final boss in Borderlands, and we're going to be going on to the DLCs. Listen, I love Secret of Mana. It's one of my favorite SNES games. $5 from M4. Friends are the best. My friend made a new PC and offered me to give me his old PC. A 1080, 32 gigs of RAM. I certainly thanked him. Yeah, dude, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. I mean, it's free, but still. Nice. Good job, man. The SNES one, the remake fucking sucks. The remake is garbage. However, we might not do Secret of Mana. We might do something else. As always, these schedules shuffle around. You know, if Naomi gets called into work or something happens, or like I break my leg or Dave explodes, you know, whatever the fuck happens, we might not. The schedule might not be set in stone, but that is how it currently looks. Do you stream your EFAP stuff on your channel too? Well, no, it's their show. Like I'm not gonna steal it from them, you know. Should I stream their EFAP on my channel? Like it just seems like cheating, you know. And yeah, we recently beat Sonic the Hedgehog. Sorry, Shadow the Hedgehog, not Sonic the Hedgehog. We recently beat Skyward Sword. We finished up a bunch of playthroughs recently, so we kind of cleared out space for new playthroughs. So this is what we're doing. So now that the community stuff is over, I should bring up. Hold on. I should bring up what we're actually going to look into today, eh? Isn't that about right? Give me just a second, okay? God damn it. Coffee is great. Huh. Denim still hasn't blocked me yet. That's funny. She said she was gonna. I'll show you that in a second. All right, friends, are you ready? Let's go. $2. Any books you'd recommend? Want to expand my horizons? $2 from Charlie. Depends on what you're looking. Like you're looking at into politics stuff. Like right now, I'm reading Thinking Fast and Slow for an upcoming video. It's a psychology book, but it's very good. All right. Hold on. Do I have? Yes, this is all working. Okay, my friends. Let's get to what I've got saved up for you this week. Here we go. Are you ready? I will read all super chats at the end, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, I will read all super chats at the end of the stream. For now, let's get to the stuff. Okay. Check it out. So, this happened on Denim's stream. You know, it's more than an hour ago at this point, but recently, okay? I don't think that Denims knows that we did an EFAP on her yet. But I posted this. And also, I don't think Denims knows who I am. Not to say that I'm like a noteworthy person. I don't believe that I am, but I think I don't think she thinks that she's dealing with like a streamer or a content creator here. I think she's just dealing with like a random person, and she's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" So Mahler clued me into this morning after last night's EFAP on Denims, and he's like, "Dude, you gotta check this out." And I was like, "Okay." So let's here, I'll turn off 2x speed. Let's watch this shit.
Second. All right. So I wanted to read this for just 2 seconds. Also, I should
Go ahead.
I should block this person because this person is always responding in the most annoying way to people. But okay.
Okay, hold on.
Translation: the platform because this person is always
Well, she never actually blocked me, but I'm still unblocked.
Responding in the most annoying way to people. But okay.
So by annoying, what she means is fucking owning them. Like I have no problem being in the replies of various dumbfuck socialists on Twitter and being like, "Hey, why are your ideas so garbage?" And of course, they never have a good answer. But here.
Translation: the platform is safe again for me now. Sorry, whoa, holy brain cells.
Figure it out.
Is safe for me again now that I know Destiny won't ambush me on a panel. Okay, and then nice of Twitch to strategically unban Vosh right after they banned Destiny to protect him from debating with him on their platform. And then followed by, he went on stream and said himself he requested the unban right after Destiny got banned, right? Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
And so and and so people don't want to talk to the guy who said mow down protesters. Okay, so second.
listen. Denims. Denims doesn't want to talk to the guy, not because he talked about mowing down protesters, but because the last time that Denims and Destiny had a debate, she got fucking dumpstered by him. She got fucking destroyed. She looked like a fucking moron, because she is a fucking moron. She's an e-girl, obviously. She has followers because she's attractive. Let's be honest here. Like, I've watched enough Denims at this point to know that there's not many brain cells bouncing around in there. She has followers because they are simps. All right? No brain cells firing. But here's the thing. So, for a long time, if you were to go on Twitter right now, you would notice that, like, the replies that I got to this tweet, where Vosh was like, I got unbanned from Twitch, and then I said, the platform is safe for me again now that I know Destiny won't ambush me on a panel, which is true. Everyone's like, look at all the fanfic that you terminally online fucking parasocial losers are making about Destiny and Vosh. And then it turns out that Vosh actually admitted that this was the case on his stream. So it goes from that never happened, you're making it up, to yes, okay, it did happen, but it's good. And eventually it will be, we should do it some more. Like, the mask just progressively comes further off. They can never actually be honest with what they want and with what their intentions are, because they are inherently ridiculous people. What they have to do is they have to boil the frog on it. They have to say, no, that's ridiculous. We'll never do that. And then it's like, oh, well, we did do that, but it's actually okay. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Why are you complaining so much? And then it's actually like, you know, once they've gained enough power, they go, you know what? I wanted it all along. It was me, Dio. All right. So there's, you know, the left is inherently subversive. And of course they are. They talk about it all the time. Like, they're like, yes, of course we're subversives. We want to destroy the system. So there is no reason to give these people any kind of ground to do that, in my opinion. Lack of father energy. You know, it's kind of funny because, like, I don't have this in the list of things to go over today, but there was a meme floating around where from 2012 there was like this checklist, you know, things that will happen if we allow gay marriage. And checked off was gay marriage. And then unchecked off was grooming children, a plague, the terrorists winning, and World War III. And now here we are, this is from 2012, here we are 10 years later, and all of those things have happened. Now, obviously, they didn't happen because of gay marriage, but the fact that that was the meme and that's how things turned out is just fucking hilarious. You know, there are absolutely reasonable people. We talked about it before. Dave Rubin's probably one of them. Reasonable gay people who just want to get married and be left alone. And then there are like ridiculous ideologues who, yes, are actually grooming children. So. Anyway, yeah, Denims has attention because she's attractive. As simple as that. It's honestly got to be real fucking easy to be a cute e-girl on Twitch. You don't got to say anything useful. You don't got to have any good ideas. You don't have to understand anything. You just have to basically sit there, look good, and get donations. Which is, it's incredible that this person complains about the capitalist system when she is one of its greatest beneficiaries. If you take into account, you know, the entirety of the human race. Fucking insane, dude. I think she doesn't value hard work because she does not work hard for what she has. So, I have a few other videos we should go over though. But yeah, this was fucking hilarious. Mahler titled the clip "Genius." All right, what's next? Good morning, fellow weirdos. Oh God. Okay, this person's not naked. I can play this. It's okay. They have underwear on. But what the fuck is this, guys?
What the fuck?
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
Can I get outside security? Can I get outside security, please? Can I get outside security?
What the fuck?
Get out, sir. You need to get out. Oh.
What did we just watch?
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What the
Really?
fuck?
Can I get outside security? Outside
What are you watching? Hold on,
Can I get outside
I'm gonna mute this. I mean, like, I guess this guy is out here living his best life, but what the fuck? You're just gonna sit in a freezer in Walmart and just like suck on a lollipop naked? You think it's staged? Here's the thing. This is in a real Walmart. I don't think this is staged. Or at least, here, hold on. Maybe, like, the people in the video have staged it, but the owner of the Walmart, or the manager of the Walmart, has not staged this at all. This is happening, like, under the table here. As a former Walmart employee, isn't there a day at Walmart? Okay. So, didn't know Chris Chan got out of jail. Yeah, for those of you who weren't watching Game Boomers, watch it. Pinned comment. When we were playing Final Fantasy Origins, Dave was like running through a pretty grindy dungeon, and so I was telling him about like horrible Walmart stories. You know, people taking shits in the aisles in Walmart. People trying to return like used dildos and used panties and shit. Fucking disgusting. All right, that's enough of this garbage. That's enough of you. What's next? Liberal. I hate the way Americans use the word liberal. Liberal melts down that his transgender nephew can't play women's basketball at Plano City Council. Dude, what the? Look at this hairstyle. Look at this trans, Trump, Nazis, straight. Look. There's the Ukraine flag. There's like the LGBT flag. This has to be a meme. Look at this fucking guy. Hillary for president. Like LGBT suspenders, Ukraine dyed hair. Like, what is this creature that we're looking at?
I am offended that our children are not receiving affordable gender reassignment surgery along with hormone blockers and access to abortions. This alone is a threat to...
Hold on. Do the kids need access to abortions? Is this a joke? Is this actually a joke? I can't tell anymore.
As Justin Trudeau only says. It just shows that you people do not care about our children, and that these are the same people who refuse to obey the science and get fully vaccinated. It's science, people. Science.
Okay. Maybe it is a joke. Like, this is too much. It has to be a troll. This is like too on the nose. Jesus.
You are selfish murderers. I could die. Don't you people care about my life? You racist, insensitive, homophobic pigs.
Wait, you're white. What do you mean racist?
My 14-year-old openly gay sibling's transgender offspring also has two daddies who love them, hate their offspring so much, and CPS is working overtime to take their child away. However, my biggest concern is that my sibling's offspring isn't allowed to play in the 8-year-old girls basketball league at the YMCA. This alone is showcasing the worst form of transphobia and is a threat to our democracy.
Oh my God.
Transgender offspring feels like an 8-year-old girl. Therefore, they should be able to play in the 8-year-old girls league. Imagine living in a world where a little transgender offspring isn't allowed to follow their dreams because of transphobic Trump supporters and science deniers and conspiracy theorists.
Holy shit, dude.
I still have nightmares every single night because of the hateful things that Donald Trump said on Twitter. I praise Joe Biden for having the courage and decency to stand up and say that poor kids are just as bright as white kids. In this previous election, decency was on the ballot, and that's what I voted for, not this racist dictator Donald Trump, the orange man.
Your time is up. No, your time is up. Thank you. I'll just reiterate that we strive to conduct ourselves.
I like how these people were taking him seriously. I can't stop laughing. Oh, 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 oh. My stomach hurts. That was pretty fucking incredible, guys. Link the video. All right, I'll drop it in the chat. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Here. I think that's a troll. Like, this is too on the nose. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way this has to be. Like, watch the full video. Is this actually like the guy? I think it is.
I am offended.
Shut up. I think this is like, yeah, he's a comedy channel. Okay, yeah. Let's see what this is. Oh, God. This guy shows up with all his stuff.
Please.
Oh, my God. He's like, he getting ready.
Ready. A little
What?
Boy, so what? Guys, this is 2022. It doesn't gender. Alas.
In return, we ask that those that come before us provide the same level of respect. Thank
Okay,
you.
hold on.
Your time is up. No, your time is up. Thank you. I'll just reiterate that we strive to conduct ourselves with excellence and focus our agenda on city business. And in return, we ask that those that come before us provide the same level of respect. Thank you.
She's like, I don't want any of this
Next
shit.
speaker.
All right, guys. Here, I want you guys to watch the whole. I'm not Denims or Hassan just stealing content. I want you guys to actually watch the whole thing. So I'll drop it in the chat. Okay, check it out. There it is. I put it in there. Yeah, this guy's a fucking legend. Also, I guess his friend here showing up. This is amazing. This is great. This is fucking funny. All right. What's next? Oh, yeah. This was posted on Dudes Posting Their Wins. When a tornado warning sounded last night, the meteorologist was working to keep you informed and safe, just like his own family. Yeah, so the meteorologist notices that a tornado is about to hit right on his house. And so he and during he's live on air, he calls his kids and tells them to get into the basement. This is actually pretty cool. Check it out.
Very, very closely. As a matter of fact, I'm tracking this so closely now. This is going to go right over my house. So very close to my house.
Don't dox yourself, dude.
Which again is in the Chevy Chase area, Bethesda area. This is along Wisconsin Avenue as well. So heads up if you live along Massachusetts or Wisconsin Avenue. Kent, you there, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, hey man, I want you to get down in the basement. We got a tornado warning. All right, so I want to make sure you and Callie get downstairs as soon as you can. Okay. Yeah, get down there right now. Get in the bedroom down there, and just kind of wait for like 10, 15 minutes. Okay. Do it now. All right, thanks, buddy. All right, so that was just, got to warn my kids because I know what my kids are doing right now. They're probably online gaming, and they're not seeing this. So we have a tornado warning. Hopefully they saw it on their phones. Many of us got it on our phones. In the newsroom, I heard the phones go off very, very closely. As a matter of fact, I'm tracking this so closely now.
Yeah, everyone thinks that Chevy Chase is a is an actor. He is, but it's also a location. This is near Washington, D.C. In fact, the only reason that I remember that it's near Washington, D.C. God, is because of my immense amount of hours playing Fallout 3. But yeah, base dad. All right. And finally, Arby's vegetables are literally vegetables made of meat. In response to the plant-based meat craze, Arby's has made the vegetable, a vegetable made of meat. Wow.
Arby's, we have the meat.
For sandwiches.
Meat-based carrots, guys. The merit. Wow. That's fucking hilarious. That's amazing, dude. That's really fucking cool. Finally, edible vegetables. Oh, God. I've talked about this on every show I've been on, guys. So maybe I should talk about it here. I've talked about it on Game Boomers. I've talked about it on EFAP. I might as well talk about it now on the Weekly Sip. So, just, God damn it. Okay. Just wait. Here's a place that I've been to. Do it. You know what's coming, Titanium. Here is a place that I have been to. All right. This is in Vancouver. Downtown Vancouver. Chinatown, Vancouver. Okay. This is the Vancouver map. It's a place called the Dollar Meat Store. Okay. Here it is. The Dollar Meat Store. So it's a dollar store for meat. Would you guys buy your meat at the Dollar Meat Store? Here. Look at this place. Look at this fucking disgusting place. The Dollar Meat Store. $1 meats. I am not convinced these are chickens or ducks. I am entirely convinced that there's something else. Yeah. I got meats. I got meat from this place at one point, and it was reasonably disgusting. Like, it was not. That store is where COVID comes from. Look how gross it looks, guys. Like, okay. Maybe I'm just being racist. I don't think so. But look how gross, like, the area. This is Chinatown, Vancouver. Like, it looks pretty gross. Yeah. So anyone who's been to downtown Chinatown, Vancouver for any period of time notices there's no stray cats and there's no birds. They all get ground up in the Dollar Meat Store. But yeah, it's oof. That's a big fucking oof. If I had no money, I would, so I won't. I mean, yeah, fair enough, right? Like, you got to eat, right? I understand. Yeah, look at the sign. What kind of animal is that? When we talked about it on EFAP, I think Rags said that it was some kind of a swamp rat. What were they called? It had like a certain kind of name. Yeah, a nutria. All right? Okay. So, Rags thinks that this animal is a nutria. Okay? This is a nutria. It's a large rat that lives in swamps. Yeah. That's what Rags thinks it is. And the reason he thinks it is because... Oh, it's gone. Here, there's the name Nutria on this sign, on the neighbor's sign. It's a pig with a skewer through the head. You think so? That's terrible fucking artwork. Jesus. When all meat is $20 a pound, you'll be wishing for the dollar store meat. Always fresh since 1971. They probably still have meat there from 1971. Anyway, there's dollar meats. I haven't been to Vancouver in a very long time. But last time I was there, this place was thriving, man. This place was thriving. All right, let's close this up. That's enough dollar meats for today. Okay. Let's look at it's Ethan Ralph's career. Let's go there. All right. Everyone, okay. I'm going to host the SFO meetup in Vancouver, and we'll go to the dollar meat store, okay? Let's go to the articles. 21-year-old denied bail in car crash that killed 2 state troopers and the pedestrian. Jesus Christ. She doesn't give a fuck, does she? A 21-year-old Pennsylvania woman who boasted of her drunk driving skills on Twitter. You fucking... The SFO meet-up location. Okay. Boasted of her drunk driving skills on Twitter. Has been arrested and charged with after a Monday car crash that killed a pedestrian and 2 state troopers. Jesus. Pennsylvania State Police have arrested and charged Jayana Tane Webb of Eagleville with 3rd-degree murder, homicide by vehicle while DUI, homicide by vehicle, manslaughter of a law enforcement officer in the 2nd degree, driving under the influence, and other charges. She's being held without bail. The crash took place in South Philly on the I-95. State police said the troopers were responding to reports of a man walking along I-95 South. State troopers were assisting that man, identified as Reyes Riviera Oliveras of Allentown, into the back of their vehicle. In attempting to speed past the scene, Webb hit the 2 state troopers. The 2 state troopers, Oliveras, in the police car. The impact of hitting them was so great that the troopers were launched into the northbound lanes of I-95. Webb remained at the scene. Jesus Christ. The troopers were pronounced dead at the scene. If you ask me, I'm the best drunk driver ever. Wow. Holy fuck, dude. BLM has already defended her. Woman driving, goddamn. A mostly peaceful car crash. You know what? That's actually pretty good. Hold on. I wonder what the ratio is like on this. Yeah, they actually let her go, but her drunk ass actually ran into them after. Fucking hell. Yeah, like everyone's saying, here, you know what? I'm just gonna do the quote tweet thing. Mostly peaceful car crash. Bada boom. Twitter's fun sometimes. You know what? I'm going to get like an official Twitter because this one's kind of like, I mentioned this on the last weekly sip, that my current Twitter's all fucked up and you can't like interact with it. It's been deboosted. So I'm gonna make like an official SFO Twitter account that I'm not gonna shit post on. I'm gonna be very official on it. New phone number, the whole shebang. I'm gonna just like chill the fuck out and make it like an official brand account, and I'll keep Devtrospective for all my shit posting. I think that's what I'm gonna do. What's next? Oh yeah. I'm 22 and stuck in the body of an 8-year-old. Only creeps want to date me. Jesus. One, I'm gonna reserve judgment. One 22-year-old woman has spoken out about the struggle she faces after a rare disease that has left her stuck in the body of an 8-year-old girl for life. She developed a rare form of brain cancer when she was just 6 months old and underwent chemotherapy that stunted her growth. She now stands at 3'10", the average height of an 8-year-old girl. She reveals the difficulties associated with her youthful appearance, including finding it hard to date, going to bars, and everyone thinks she's a child. She introduces herself, saying, "If you were to look at me, you would think I'm just a normal little girl, doing normal girl things with my fun, crazy family. But the truth is, I'm not a little girl. I'm a woman, a 22-year-old woman stuck in the body of an 8-year-old. That's got to be rough, guys. That's got to be rough. We see her get turned away from a bar when the bartender said we don't allow kids, being asked how old she is when she attempts to get a tattoo, and even being questioned about her age when she tries to sign up for a gym. Like, this is kind of brutal, isn't it? I mean, is she legal? I mean, I assume so. She's above 18. Like, here she is drinking alcohol, right? I assume she's smoking. She talks about how her dating life is affected, explaining that she's single and always tends to attract the wrong kind of guys. I attract creeps, assholes, and idiots. It's scary to put myself out there. You have to put some risk in to get happiness. Legal lolly. Jesus Christ, guys. Chill the fuck out. The documentary shows her... Yeah, this article is about a documentary on her. The documentary shows her going on a blind date with a guy who tells her he thought he was being punked when she introduced herself. She's looking to become more independent from her family and wants to be seen as an adult. I can't go anywhere without them asking questions. So, like, listen, you look at this picture. Yeah. She looks like an 8-year-old, obviously, right? And here's the issue. She has very real complaints. She's like, man, only pedophiles want to date me. It's like, fair enough, you know? Because imagine being a pedophile and you hear about a girl who is 22, of legal age, and looks like she's 8. If you are that pedophile, your dick is turning into fucking diamond, all right? It is the ultimate treat for that kind of person. And of course, they're all going to be fucking creeps, so they act creepy. And she's like, I don't want to be fucking, like, what the fuck? I don't want to be fetishized like this. And that's a completely reasonable point of view from her point of view. However, look at it the other way around. She wants a regular relationship, right? And so she's going to be trying to attract normal dudes. And normal dudes who aren't pedophiles, they're going to be like, I don't want to, like, I understand that you're 22, but, like, I'm not into this. I'm not fucking into this, dude. You know what I mean? Like, the people that she wants are not going to be attracted to her because of her disorder. You can't, like, and, like, no one's wrong here. Everyone's acting reasonably here. It just means that, like, she's not going to fucking find anybody, I don't think. A cosplay career and not much else? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like, imagine being at the bar and you're chilling and this woman comes up to you and hits on you. Imagine you're not into lollies and this chick hits on you. What would you do? You'd be like, what the fuck? Are we on Chris Hansen here? Is he going to bust out the back room? Am I getting arrested? You know what I mean? Fucking hell, man. It's glowy alert. I have seen Baby Doll from Batman. I know the story. Thank you, Aaron Robinson. I've seen. Yeah. Here, let's say that you're a regular guy and you manage to get past this, okay? You're like, you know, we're going to be mature about this. I like you for your personality. You like me. We're going to have a relationship. You get past it, okay? Now, you're walking around going on dates with this chick. You're in a restaurant. You know, how many weird looks are you going to get? How many calls to police are you going to get? You're not going to be able to do any kind of public display of affection, like not even just like a regular, like, have fun at work, honey, smooch. You know, it's almost unworkable. You know what I mean? He's gonna get arrested and beat up all the time. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. Ah, well. She can never have children. It seems like it. I mean, yeah, could she have children? If puberty's not starting for her, is she not fertile? Man. I kind of want to like bookmark this and come back to it in like 10 years and see how things have turned out for her, because this is actually a very interesting case. Maybe I'll do that. All right, let's continue. Woman sues IVF clinic for wrongly implanting male, not female embryo from her wife during IVF. Gave birth to a son and likened having the male fetus inside her to rape. Jesus Christ. I guess this is the lesbian couple in question. A sex assault survivor, let's zoom in a bit, is suing a New York IVF clinic after it allegedly broke an agreement to insert a female embryo inside of her, and she gave birth to a boy. Assistant Dean for New Student Transitions, is that a thing? And her wife, Robbie, who also works at the university as a chief diversity officer. These two are just like, they just hold like these meaningless titles that provide nothing to society. They are suing the CNY Fertility Albany and Latham on 11 counts, including breach of contract, medical malpractice, and battery. They are seeking unspecified damages. CNY Fertility has refused to comment on the case. The couple told the New York Post that they had decided Heather would carry their child through in vitro fertilization after Robbie had suffered a miscarriage during their first attempt to have a daughter. They had opted to implant each other's embryos, meaning Robbie was given one of Heather's and Heather received one of Robbie's after the first miscarriage. The couple say that they were assured all embryos implanted would be female. At first, the couple were excited to go through the motions of expecting a child all over again. However, once the couple approached the 15-week mark, their OBGYN proceeded to check on the Q-natal test of Heather's pregnancy. The doctor, whose name was not shared, asked the couple, "Wait, do you know the sex of the baby?" "We're having a girl," Heather replied. "It's very important to me to have a girl." But the couple were horrified to discover that she was actually having a boy, with Heather since saying learning that she had a male fetus inside her was just like rape. They initially feared that another person's embryo had been implanted by mistake, rather than Robbie's, but subsequent testing revealed that the embryo did indeed belong to Robbie. Recalling the moment they discovered what had happened, Heather said, "Our jaws dropped to the floor. I was convinced it had to be someone else's result. I looked at Robbie and said, 'What if it's not yours? Who is in my body?' That's when I flipped out. That's when I felt that my body was taken hostage. I assumed that it was somebody else's embryo. It scared the shit out of me. I don't know how to explain this. It feels like there was an alien living inside of me. I said to Robbie, if this is somebody else's kid, we have to give it back. You can't just give back the kid.'" Jesus fucking Christ, dude. "Our OB offered us the option to abort. I respect others' decisions, but that was never a choice I could make in these circumstances. I was hoping beyond hope someone would have our baby and we would switch after birth and it would be this happy story." Prior to her pregnancy, Heather had suffered trauma from being a victim of sexual assault after she left college, carried out by two men on two separate occasions. She told the Post that she had never considered having a baby boy due to the assaults and because of the stigma in today's society of what it means to be a man. The night before her ultrasound, which took place a day after her Q-natal test, Heather remembered lying in bed and overwhelmingly thinking, "This can't be happening. Not only was the baby in my body not ours, but the baby in my body was male and he was put there against my will, just like rape." This woman's fucking insane, dude. She started having negative, dark thoughts and compared them to the ones she had had after being sexually assaulted. Robbie tried to comfort her, but Heather was distraught. The couple met in 2002 while completing their bachelor degrees at SUNY Genesco, where they both now work. So they've just been eternally in the ivory tower. Okay. The couple were in an on-again, off-again relationship before deciding to give things another go in 2008. They successfully did before getting married in 2012. Then the pair wanted to have 2 daughters, and knew that at ages 35, they were warned that they were relatively old when signing up for IVF. We wanted to minimize the risk of anything going wrong, so the clinic recommended genetic testing of the embryos. We selected CNY because they agreed we would be able to select female embryos. We never intended to use the males. Heather and Robbie proceeded with the pregnancy, and it took it to term. Heather was rushed to the ER with bleeding at 27 weeks and discovered she had suffered a placental abruption. She says she's convinced that the stress of the gender ordeal caused the medical emergency. Oh shit, this baby boy killed the sibling. I was put on modified bed rest, just want the baby out of me. It sounds horrible, but it's true. We were so worried about me going off the deep end. We didn't talk about the baby unless we had to. The couple's son, who they haven't yet named... Wait. What? Oh no, they just haven't named to the publication. I was like, Jesus Christ. This kid's been around for over a year. You haven't named him yet? Okay. The couple's son, who they haven't named, arrived in December 2020 and was rushed to the NICU. They are now bonding with their son, and she feels a great deal of guilt over how he came into the world. I had wanted a skin-to-skin connection, but I ended up wearing things so he wouldn't touch my chest. When he did, it sent electric shockwaves through me. Jesus. I started experiencing extreme anxiety. I would look at the baby, and it would contort into the faces of all these grown men that I know. It was so creepy. Whenever it happened, I had to give the baby to Robbie. This person's fucking insane. This person can't be a parent. She's gonna, beat the shit out of this kid. Holy shit. Heather told of how she has suffered postpartum depression and suicidal thoughts at her lowest ebb, but says she is gradually coming to terms with what has happened. She said, I never want to come off as ungrateful. If I was, he wouldn't be here. The baby is 1.5 years now, and I think about the mistake all the time. He's a lovely kid. He smiles just like Robbie. He has Robbie's dimples, and that makes it easier. Our son is made of magic. He does things to be funny. He'll use certain tones of voice and laughs to make us crack up. He's hilarious, and he's been an easy baby. I feel immense guilt and shame because I wasn't able to be emotionally present for him. I don't want to play the victim. He's an innocent being. He didn't deserve this. The clinic messed with something so integral, our baby's first formative years. That's the reason I am doing this, because I love my kid so much. We think our son deserved that bond from the start. So she's blaming the fertility clinic for her inability to bond with her child because her child's male and she hates men. This is fucked, dude. This is fucked. We're gonna come back to this story again in about 10 years time or whatever, and these people are gonna have raped and murdered this kid or something, or forcibly transitioned them. Something fucked up's gonna happen. Something fucked up's gonna happen. I promise you. All right. I ordered a coffee at Starbucks and found a creepy secret note on the cup. I don't think I can ever go back. Want to see the creepy secret note, guys? Let's check it out. On the top of the cup, the Starbucks employee had written a secret message. The secret message, guys. This woman was left stunned when she ordered a coffee from Starbucks and received a note from the barista. The secret message. An arrow pointing down. He also drawn an arrow down to the small print on the back of the cup. On there, he had blacked out certain words in the sentence so that it read, "Careful, you're extremely hot." You're extremely hot. The secret message is so traumatizing. You can't go back. Getting hit on. Oh my God. Ah ha ha ha, what happened at Starbucks, she wrote in the video, before adding the caption that she's never going back there. The barista's cheeky move was divided opinion among the comments. That was smooth, not gonna lie. Be glad someone made their shot. It's rare these days. I mean, it's rare these days because you can be fucking charged and considered a sexual assaulter for even asking a girl out nowadays. At least in some locations. It's cute. Girls say that guys never do anything anymore. He just put his heart out to you. One person said, this is probably illegal. You could sue. Fucking hell. Okay, you don't like the guy. Fair enough. That's okay. Don't engage. Fucking hell. Sexual harassment. Okay. Man released from prison after being deemed too old to be a threat is now convicted in a second killing. Holy fuck, dude. This old geezer. A man who served decades in prison for stabbing his wife 14 times in front of her daughter was convicted on Wednesday in a nearly identical crime, stabbing a woman at least 11 times while her twin children watched. Holy fuck. Albert Flick, whom a judge previously determined too old to be a threat, was convicted in the death of Kimberly Dobby. Jurors deliberated for less than an hour before reaching the guilty verdict. Both the attack, which was in front of a laundromat in broad daylight, and Flick's purchase 2 days later of 2 knives were caught on surveillance. Prosecutors say that he was infatuated with Dobby, followed her around, and then dined at the homeless shelter while she was staying. They knew one another, but they were not in a relationship. Flick knew that Dobby was leaving town and thought to himself, if I can't have her, I will kill her. The wounds penetrated the victim's heart and lung. Jesus Christ, dude. In 1979, he was sentenced to prison and served 25 years for stabbing his then wife more than a dozen times in front of their daughter. In 2010, he was sentenced again for assaulting another woman. The judge at the time ignored the recommendation of the prosecutor for a longer sentence, saying that Flick would not be a threat because of his age, and it didn't make sense to keep him incarcerated. What the fuck, dude? He was hiding his true power. This guy's crazy, man. Like, just fucking lock him up. Lock him up. Like, obviously he can't be trusted to be out. Just lock him up and leave him there. Stop treating cheaters in online games as the enemy. Breaking down cheating motivations can lead to more nuanced anti-cheat approaches. No. I don't think I will. Fuck you. If you're a developer of an online game, you're probably used to treating cheaters like a vermin that need to be exterminated in order to maintain the health of your game. Uh-oh, are they going to liken this to a Nazi thing? Like, if you believe that cheaters are vermin that need extermination, then you're going to implement the Holocaust. You might as well be Hitler, you fascist. But Clint Saraday and Nemanja Mulsa-Majic, Riot Games alumni and co-founders of the anti-tamper company Bifrin Technologies, argued in a game developer conference presentation that cheaters aren't always the enemy. They can often be some of a game's best players, customers, collectors, and content creators. Attacking cheaters with a zero-tolerance, one-size-fit-all policy can be akin to attacking your game's community. Cheating is born out of a love of the game a lot of times. Yes, sometimes, but sometimes cheating is just born out of a desire to fuck over other people and just to fuck with others, all right? The cheater final solution. Jesus Christ. So, in their talk, the co-founders broke down the motivations they see driving cheaters in online games. Firstly, the money chasers. At the top of the motivation pyramid is money. This is the small group of players who create and sell cheating tools and resell cracked accounts for profit. These are the hardest players to reform, the presenters said, because they are not interested in the game itself. They just see it as a money-making tool. Okay, yeah, fair enough, right? They just want to steal things and resell them to actual players. Okay. Next down the motivation are the players who cheat for power. For these players, reverse engineering the game and figuring out how to get around anti-cheat tools becomes a compelling metagame in itself. They play for prestige within the community of like-minded cheaters, often bragging about their thousands of banned accounts they've accumulated in their quest to find new ways to troll other players. Even if this group is small, it can lead to a damaging perception of a cheating pandemic in a game, because these types of cheaters are likely to brag loudly about their exploits. Yeah, you get people who are like, haha, I fucked you over, I beat the system, I won. That behavior is always going to be there. There's always going to be people who want to kind of exist outside the bounds of acceptability, because there's always something interesting to do out there, you know? Reforming these players, like, imagine viewing it as they get to reform these people. Reform them. Bring them over to our way of thinking. No, you know, I hate all of this. I hate how, like, okay. Obviously, cheaters want to cheat and they enjoy doing it. Obviously, players don't like cheating and the players want the cheating stopped. Obviously, the people who make the game have a vested interest in preventing cheaters from cheating to maintain the health of their game. Every side in this conflict, they have their positions, and from From their point of view, their position is reasonable. Okay? So everything that each person in this situation does is a reasonable thing to do. But they're putting like this moral weight on it. You know? We have to reform these people. It's like they're above them. It's like it's not a moral issue. Everyone has their own interests. Everyone's going to operate from their own positions. You don't have to like give yourself this moral high ground to justify what you're doing, unless of course you believe that everyone's position is equally valid, which, you know, this is a much deeper conversation. The whole idea of a universalized worldview is that everyone's position is valid and you can't be particular about your concerns. So in order to actually oppose something like this, you have to make it a moral issue rather than simply a self-interested one. So these people, because they want to be all-inclusive of everybody, they can't simply say, yeah, you know what? Cheaters might have their position, but it's not my position. I don't like them. I want to stop them. They can't simply say that. They have to make it like, oh, we are the moral arbiters. We are talking down to you. We will reform you because you need to be reformed. They add this moral dimension to it because they have given up the other avenues for actually opposing these people philosophically, because those avenues are anti-progressive. Does that make sense? I don't know if this is going to make any sense. Maybe I need to like make a video on this. You know, like the rejection of the particular point of view. Maybe I need to make a video on this. Anyway, yeah. These people, these cheaters, they're people who cheat for power. Okay, got it. Perhaps the most obvious motivation for players to cheat is to attain ranks and status conferred by winning the game. These players will use aimbots, wall hacks, and other tools because they want the glory of being a winner. These cheaters are often the result of the failure of a player. These cheaters are often the result of a failure of player expectations that can lead to a sort of cheating loop. When a legitimate player experiences cheating in the game, either from a direct opponent or watching a streamer or a pro, this leads the player to stop trusting that the game is fair and forces the community to adapt. That ever makes sense? Oh, yeah, okay. Figured. All right. So, yeah, these are people who just want to win, obviously. And they don't care that they're not actually like winning by merit. They just want to win. Give it to me. The largest group of cheaters do it for the content. These are players who genuinely love the game and want to collect every single unlockable bit of it. Rather than spending the money or putting in the hours, they turn to cheats like skin hacks or bots to shorten the process. These people who just don't have time. They don't have time. They just want to do it. It's okay. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. These seem to be like these people just seem to they're like, if you're like cheating on an offline game, who cares, right? Like these people seem to be like not really a big deal. All things considered. Okay. So there's the cheating article. It's not so interesting, but interesting enough. I will think about this a bit more. This reforming thing. I will think about this and see if I can do see if I can do a video on it. Oh, as always, guys, I will read the super chats at the end of the video. Let's continue. Sheep and goats join in German efforts to encourage vaccination. Tasty bits of bread did the trick for about 700 sheep and goats to join Germany's drive to encourage more people to get vaccinated against COVID-19. The animals were arranged on Monday into a shape of roughly 100-meter syringe in a field. What? Hold on, can I just... So, hold on. You think that getting a bunch of sheep together to make a syringe, like, that you take a picture with a drone, that's going to promote vaccination? You know? You could have used a different animal. It didn't need to be sheep, guys. Sheep was probably the worst animal you could have fucking picked, dude. Oh my god. All right, what's next? White outrage about Will Smith's slap is rooted in anti-blackness. It's inequality. Shut the fuck up. I hate this shit. White people can't comment on what black people do, even if it's unreasonable. It's stupid. Hey, did you get mugged by that black guy? Are you complaining? You're racist. Inequality. White outrage. Shut the fuck up. You fucking racists. Shut up. This person, Tao Barrow, this fucking person, she's a racist. She's a fucking racist, okay? Fuck. Also, I'm still kind of pissed that my Will Smith video got taken down. Feels bad, man. But that's okay. It'll be back up eventually. This kind of performative pearl clutching is reserved for black men who mess up. It was a bad incident, but the Oscars have seen worse. Have they? Has this happened with like other, like two white guys or something? Like, have they seen worse? We do not condone violence. Assault is never the answer. These words have echoed through all of my social media accounts since Will Smith slapped Chris Rock for making a poor taste joke about Smith's wife. God damn it. Here's the thing. These are reasonable things to say. Of course you don't condone violence. Of course assault's never the answer. Like, what the fuck? It's racist to object when a black man assaults someone. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you that fucking terrible? Most people agree that the slap shouldn't have happened, but there's something that feels precious at best and downright racist at worst about white people's reaction to the now infamous smack. The Hollywood actor, Drew Apatow. God damn it. Okay. Smith could have killed Rock. No, he couldn't have. Calling it pure out-of-control rage and violence. That's true, though. Apatow later confirmed he wasn't even watching the show when he made the remarks. Okay, yeah, but like you can still see the clip. The radio host Howard Stern compared Smith to Donald Trump, while white women on Twitter somehow decided that Smith's actions meant he must be beating his wife. It would seem that there's a layer of hyper-violence that's been projected onto Smith because he's a black man who is defending his black wife. No! Okay. If this were a white actor doing this, all right? If it were a white actor doing it to a white host, these people would say the same thing, all right? Meanwhile, you fucking racist Guardian writer would be saying that it's white male rage. You would be saying that it's the patriarchy in action. You would be saying that white men need to sit down and stop being abusive, teach men not to hurt people. And if it were a white man hitting Chris Rock, it would be it would be fucking everywhere. People would be losing their fucking minds over this shit. Don't fucking pretend that it's simply because he's a black man. No. It's because he hit somebody. All right? You are making this about race. Well, it's justifiable, important even to interrogate his motives for delivering the slap. Was this really all about defending his wife or more about his own ego? It's clear that the backlash against Smith is rooted in not just anti-blackness, but respectability politics as well. Okay, this phrase, I need to do something on this as well. This is an idea I've been kicking around in my head. Respectability politics. The idea that if you are civil, even if you disagree with somebody, treat the other person with some decent level of respect so that you may actually have the conversation, then you are contributing to the white supremacist capitalist patriarchy, which is bullshit. You know, the natural end result of this view is that we should just shit on each other constantly. If you don't like somebody, just treat them like they're fucking subhuman, which is terrible. Fucking terrible. It's not just about what Will Smith did, it's about where he did it and who was watching. Anyone who's been following these shows can see that Smith is being held up to a much stricter standard than white men who have behaved just as badly or even worse in those settings. In 1973, John Wayne had to be restrained by 6 security guards when he tried to rush the stage and attack the Native American actor and activist Sachin Littlefeather. Littlefeather was on stage to accept the Best Actor award on behalf of Marlon Brando, who was boycotting the awards in protest at Hollywood's depictions of Native Americans. But here's the difference. John Wayne tried to rush the stage and was restrained by security. Will Smith calmly walked up and was not restrained. There seems to be a difference here. There seems to be a difference in scale. Hold on. Smith is being held up to much stricter standards than white men. Are you sure about that? John Wayne was restrained. Smith was not. Are you fucking kidding me here? God. Fucking hell. Wayne got to keep his awards after the incident, but pending a review, Smith could very well have his historic Best Actor win revoked. Mind you, this is the same academy that gave Roman Polanski an award in absentia after he pleaded guilty to a charge of unlawful sex with a minor and fled the country. You know, fair enough, right? Like, this is actually like a reasonable objection here. Like, yes, fucking pedo wood is corrupt. Got it. I also find it hard to believe that the same white audiences who consume violence against black people on screen to an almost fetishistic degree and are quite happy to have the Academy reward these gratuitously violent projects year after year are so distraught about an open palm slap. Again, this kind of performative pearl clutching is only ever reserved for black men. No. It's because the open palm slap was a real slap. This is fantasy violence. No one's actually getting hurt. It's a movie. It's staged. No one's actually getting shot. No one's actually getting stabbed. No one's actually getting killed. This is a real hit. All right? Listen. The worst fantasy crimes, the worst possible fantasy crimes is not as bad as one single punch thrown in real life. Understand? But white outrage isn't the only problem. For black people who have been conditioned to constantly perform the most non-threatening versions of themselves in order to retain white approval, the image of a black man being violent in a space notorious for its overwhelming whiteness must have felt like an abomination. No. Like, it is unacceptable for anybody to be threatening in polite society. You are talking about the social contract. And it's not, I know that you don't want to hear this, but it's not different for blacks. It might have been at one point, but it's not now. It's the black Hollywood equivalent of being dragged to a corner and told off by your parents for cutting up in public and embarrassing your family. Except Smith isn't a child and the stakes here are much higher. Either way, it's clear that many people, even those in the community who mean well, only find the incident so objectionable because they hope Smith would perform propriety for white people in that space. What the fuck? This person isn't saying anything of use. Like, none of this analysis maps onto reality. None of this analysis seems to be true. Of course, she's making about the disability in the Will Smith video that I did, which is off YouTube, unfortunately, but it's on BitChute. In the Will Smith video that I did, I talked about how it wasn't about the disability. It was about the fact that Will Smith's wife had cucked him. Anyway, this is worthless, and I fucking hate this person. She seems to be ridiculous. I used a TikTok hack to get fake freckles, but was left temporarily blinded and scarred. Jesus Christ, that's brutal. As always, guys, I will read the Super Chats at the end of the show. Thank you very much for supporting me again. Now that Super Chats are back, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. An Aussie TV star has explained how a TikTok beauty trend left her temporarily blinded with scars across her face. Jesus! Tilly Whitfield, who appeared on Big Brother, kept appearing all on screen in a blue clay mask, which she claimed was... No! What the fuck? Which she claimed was to help cover up redness. But the 20... Oh my God! Dude, you're fucked. Holy shit. Oh my God. You fucked up, dude. I'm gonna pause this shit. Like, you fucked up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. Tilly revealed that the DIY treatment she attempted, which left her with angry red burns on her cheeks and temporary blindness. She had seen a TikTok video where a beauty fan used a sewing needle to prick her skin with ink, with results that lasted 6 months. Oh my God. It looks like it's painful. Jesus. Glue girl, yeah, Gorilla Glue Girl, meet your sister. Tilly decided to order some brown tattoo ink from eBay and try the trick, but soon regretted it. It didn't hurt at all, so I didn't think I should stop. But it turned out the ink she had ordered contained high levels of lead. Lead is extremely dangerous and toxic. The young woman has now spent around £8,500 to trying to find a solution to her painful scars. Fucking hell. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus, dude. I mean, you could, like, if you wanted, you could literally, like, tattoo your face with freckles. Like, whatever. But, like, this is fucking, oh my God. The main response has been that I'm stupid, and yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree too. This is, oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. Wow. Self-patrolled. This is what happens when you take random TikTok videos seriously. What a freaking self-own. Yeah, dude. All right. Let us continue. Actually, you know what? Let's take a mid of the mid break, because I'm going to, because we're halfway through the articles. And I would like, if you don't mind, to maybe read the supers now. I'll do half the supers now, and I'll do half the supers later. So thanks very much for the supers, guys. Appreciate it. I wanna do some supers now, if that's okay with you. Torva for $5. Thank you. When Chris Rock went off stage, he said to the crew, "The only time you get hit by Muhammad Ali, it doesn't leave a mark." Ba-dum-bum. Dr. Diller for $2. Thank you. Racist accidentally implies that blackness is violent. Yeah, black activists are fucking stupid, dude. Wilson for $2. Dev is allergic to trashy Guardian articles. God, those fucking sneezes do. JSO Havens for $5. I mean, I think that Will just took us pent-up cuck anger, since Hollywood basically said he can't be mad or upset about his wife's sexual liberation. Yet, honestly, Will Smith just seems like somebody who is desperately craving his wife's approval, and he's not willing to stand up for himself. Like against her, I mean. Generic, $2. Dead is allergic to BS. Thanks, man. Stug for $5. Black man gets slapped. White's angry about it. This is racism. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I think I finished. Yeah, the coffee's finished, guys. Slurp, slurp. That's the end. Argyle for $5. There's the Linux users who don't want to cheat but want to play the game. Thank God for Valve getting easy anti-cheat and BattleEye working. I thought Linux was terrible for gaming, dude. Adar for $2.79. We live in a society. We live in a society. Jesso Havens for $5. Don't you dare call me a cheater. You can call me a cheetah. Cheater is our word. Oh, sorry for the hard R on cheater, dude. Naggers the Annoying for $2. Think the last Attack on Titan is going to be a disappointment? No, because they're ending it with a movie. Or like a third part or something. Chachatomate for 2,500 CLPs. Thank you, whatever those are. She paid for the procedure, so it wasn't against her will. It would be like saying this super chat was made against my will. What was that about? What was that about? That wasn't this procedure. What procedure are we talking about? I can't recall. Which one? Oh, that was the woman with the fetus, the male baby that they hate, right? This reminds $5 from Jasso Havens again. Thank you. This reminds me of that one lady who wanted to deprive her son of nutritious food and milk because she wanted her daughters to get the advantages. Fucking hell, ridiculous, terrible. Lucifer the Doberman for $2. Bet my house that the boy changes by 9. You mean transitions? Yeah. Like, here's the worst part about all this. There are absolutely an extreme minority of people who are trans from birth, and they start to hit puberty, and they're like, this doesn't feel right. Something's wrong here. I don't like this. Like, real trans people, right? And the fact that there are so many fucking groomers right now who are fucking with their kids because for ideological points. they're going to end up destroying their own children. And they're going to end up destroying the credibility of those few trans people who are actually trans. This is a terrible situation. Everything is fucked. Maj Jin for $5. The legal lolly is literally the embodiment of take one for the team to not ruin young lives. God damn. Jesus. Can we fix her, Dev? Probably not. She's a lolly, dude. Shaker Silver for $2. She is literally the baby doll episode of Batman. Yep. That was where there was like the psychic girl who's like actually an adult, but she's stuck as a kid, yeah. And then she died. I remember that. Spoilers, she died. The Real Holtzner for $5. Hey Dev, do you think you'll read The Psychology of Totalitarianism by Mattias Desmet? Never even heard of it, but I will look in. I will look it up. I'll look it up after the stream. I'm going to put it on the screen. I will look it up after the stream. Thank you. Generic for $2. DWI laws are racist, Lamau. You mean like driving under the influence laws? Naggers, you got my meetup for the meetup. Done. We'll see you there. Generic for $5. Never buy meat from a dollar store. You're paying for most water and probably horse rectum or whatever gross cuts they mince into a paste. Yeah, kinda. And for a creatine for $2. I think the Plano guys confirmed. Yeah, he's a troll. Thank you though. Joseph Stead for £2. Thoughts on radical centrism as a concept? I guess, like maybe like radical moderation. The idea being that like you're not going to radicalize to the left or the right. You're just going to be like a normal like liberal kind of guy. That seems reasonable to me. Brick Muppet. Books you can recommend in the Sorel Gentile connection. You could look into Zeev Sternhell's books. He wrote 2 books on it. That's probably a good place to start because they're big fucking books. Doomcore for $5. How about playing Metroid Prime or any of the Lego games? They're pretty fun and funny. I want to play Metroid Prime. I love Metroid Prime. I like Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime's great. I love Metroid Prime. I have a Streamlabs account. You can donate money to it, but I don't have like the pop-up set up yet. I keep being lazy about setting it up. I'll set it up soon. Tounchi for €5. Have you ever thought of how many games you have or have ever played? I did a TISM and arrived at the numbers. 5,167. I've beaten 743 in 29 years. Yeah, I think my numbers are going to be around that too. Yeah. All right. That's all the super chats. Let us return to, because we're at the halfway point of reading all these articles. So let us return to the next one and we'll continue going. All right. As always, thank you for the supers. I will read them again at the end of the stream if there are any more. Let's continue. That's the wrong thing. That's the streaming. That's the schedule on the gaming channel. Sorry, wrong thing. Banned Twitch streamer reportedly threatens to shoot people at Twitch HQ. Well, there's one reason that you should watch my gaming channel over somebody else. I won't actually shoot up Twitch HQ. Jesus Christ. Twitch streamer Narcissa Wright, known for her speeding running content, Jesus Christ, this site, was banned from Twitch this week. Following her ban on Tuesday, she took to Twitter to threaten to shoot up Twitch HQ, as well as kill herself. I want to kill myself and shoot people at Twitch HQ, ha! Is this like a real threat? It doesn't really count as a real threat, does it? The streamer stated on Twitter before disabling her Twitter account completely, though she has since reactivated her account. She additionally posted other tweets saying, Twitch makes me want to die. The internet is hell, and real life is hell too. Oh my god. The original ban was reportedly related to her briefly displaying not safe for work content on her stream after clicking on a link she shouldn't have clicked on. This is typically a relatively minor issue that will lead to a 24-hour or perhaps a 3-day ban. However, when you threaten to commit mass violence, that will likely lead to a permanent ban on the platform for obvious reasons. Oh my god. The comments led to calls from fans and online users for a wellness check from the streamer. Narcissa told Dextero that she didn't mean the threat, claiming she doesn't own any weapons, and that the tweet was a form of self-harming for her. The threats of violence against Twitch HQ justifiably caused alarm online. Even if Narcissa claims she didn't mean the threats, situations like this have happened in the past. In 2018, the YouTube HQ was shot up by a woman who was reportedly angry at the company over her videos being censored. So the likelihood is that Narcissa will no longer be welcome on Twitch in the future. Actually, I think Narcissa got unbanned. I think she's actually back. I think she came back. Yeah. But anyway, you know, if you say on Twitch, you know, maybe I don't think trans women can compete with cis women in professional level sports. You say that, you're banned off Twitch. You threaten to shoot them up, to attack the HQ, 1 week ban. Fucking hell, dude. Twitch is retarded. Florida man nicknamed Fudge, jailed after beating up his mom and calling her for bail money. I'm not sure if this is more confusing or sad, but either way, this Florida man is behind bars and has been since March 19th. Holy shit, look at this dude. Holy shit. Scott Robert Kirster, 45 years old, also known as the one and only Scott Fudge, is behind bars in Marion County after taking an Uber to a grocery store. Fudge, 45, was under a community control sentence that requires him to remain in his home, where he lived with his mom. But against all odds, Fudge was determined to get to Winn-Dixie and violate the court order. This arrest triggered an investigation where authorities learned that Fudge had attacked his mother a month earlier outside of a Beef O'Brady's location. What the fuck is Beef O'Brady? All right. The judge ordered that there be no contact between Fudge and his mother, but after being in jail overnight, on March 20th, Fudge needed $1,000 of bail money, and his mom was only a phone call away. Fudge told his mother his bail had been set at $1,000. He also advised her that he could not return to their home, per the judge's order. His mother told him that she would call him once she had the opportunity to speak to a lawyer. Calling his mother violated the no-contact order and pushed Fudge into deeper trouble. The investigation into the violation of the contract order ensued, and Fudge's mom denied speaking with him until the investigators let her in on a secret, that the investigator had listened to the call. Fudge may be facing additional charges, and we will be updating the story if and when he does. It should be noticed that in 2020, Fudge was arrested after stealing money from a tip jar at a local pizzeria. Jesus Christ. Hi, Naomi.
Hi.
What's going on?
Not much.
Are you going to say hello? Wait, don't leave. You have to say hello.
Hi, guys.
So, chat, do you actually want Naomi to start a VTube channel of
The answer is no.
of Noom Joom, the short, flat otaku?
The answer is no.
Do you want to do it, though?
No.
Okay, hold on. How many donations would you guys give if you did it?
Oh, God. No. I'm not funny enough on my own. It's a bad idea.
It's the short, flat otaku.
It's a bad idea.
Naomi brought me food, guys.
I did.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
This is a smoothie, right?
Yep.
What kind of smoothie is it?
Funky monkey.
It's a funky monkey. What is, that's like peanut butter and banana?
No, it's like almond milk and chocolate chocolate almond milk with yogurt and banana. There's something else, I don't remember what else.
It's soy milk, guys. I'm fucked. Okay, let's try it.
You know you like that one,
It's
right?
pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
How come you went to Booster Juice?
For you.
For me?
I also got my own things.
Like, what the fuck? You didn't get your own? You didn't get your own food?
Yeah, I already got it. I already ate it all.
Did you use the gift cards, or did you just pay
I
for
think
it?
they're both done.
Are they?
Yeah.
Have we bought that much Booster Juice that we actually
No,
went
it's
through the
just
gift
that
cards?
expensive.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. It's pretty good. Anyway, I guess I have to finish up quickly because Naomi is now home from work. That's what I get for doing the weekly sip late.
Super late.
Get out of here.
Super late.
Thank you. She also delivered a it's a wrap. I'll crinkle the paper into the mic. Yeah, she delivered a wrap, guys. I think. Oh, it's a Chipotle chicken wrap. Hold on.
I came in here to plug into my phone and then I forgot to plug into my phone.
God damn it, Naomi.
Sorry.
Oh. Anyway, if you do actually want to see more Naomi, she streams on the gaming channel pinned in the comment with me. She's there all the time. So even if you're not gonna get the Naomi VTuber, it sounds like, you can still see her and me on the channel together. This is a pretty good wrap. Pretty good. Start memories of your happiness, Dev. Yeah. I'm just eating now. I'm fucking hungry. I haven't eaten yet today. I've had the coffee and like that's it. So now I think I'm just gonna really quickly eat this wrap if you don't mind. Well, it's chicken breast and green peppers and onions and chipotle sauce. And I think some other vegetable in here too. It's a reasonably healthy wrap, you know? It's pretty good. Here, I will sit away from the channel, from the mic, okay? Okay. Here, I'll get really close to the mic. Here, I will sit away from the mic. Sorry. There's actually no grease. Okay. Booster Juice is known for being a very like healthy place to eat. Okay. You're just gonna eat from a video. I want to be entertained. I'm out. No, don't. This isn't fried food. It's not fried at all. It's baked. Here, I'll eat real quick, okay? At least I'm not just sitting there quietly and going like, true! Fucking Hassan, true! $2 from David Lair. Even for jokes fall flat, it's still in the theme. Well, thank you for the $2. But she's not gonna... Like, if you guys want to keep, like, pushing Naomi to do it, I'll support you. I don't mind getting that much money. But you guys gotta really convince her. Okay? What's next? £5 from Joseph Steed. Rad-centrism, to me, is more taking elements from all areas of the compass to solve issues. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I have a video about that tomorrow. The idea, like, for example, I'm not an ANCAP at all. I think most ANCAP ideas are really fucking stupid. But, there are a couple things that Hop wrote that are useful. You can use them to solve some problems, you know. The concept of the high and the low time preference, okay? That's a useful concept. Hop's conception of property in a post-scarcity society. That is a useful concept to solve problems. You know, you don't have to dogmatically follow an author just because you like some of his ideas. You don't have to dogmatically follow a school of thought or always use a lens for every single thing just because it happens to work sometimes. You can take bits and pieces and use what works. You can do that. I can't convince women they're funny on principle alone. Oops. Fucking fudge. An NCAP is an anarcho-capitalist. Not an ideology that I follow. I think it's kind of cringe and dumb, but because honestly, all anarchism is, to be honest. Argo for $5 says Linux is fine for gaming, but there are limitations. To be honest, I don't know much about Linux at all. The NAP is a useful and valid concept. Yes. Honestly, the NAP, it's not workable in that people aren't going to follow it. Simple as that. People aren't going to follow the NAP. But it's a useful idea because when you discover somebody who won't follow it, you can kind of point out like, hey, this person's kind of shitty, aren't they? Yeah, they are. When are we having a bowling alley wedding? Why would it be a bowling alley wedding? Not non-aggression pact, it's non-aggression principle. It's the idea that violence is only ever justified if it's defensive, which is obviously like a good idea. But communists hate it because they want to be able to aggress against people who own property. Almost done, guys, almost done. And then we'll get back to it. Kirnoth, I don't know the full Ralph saga, no. I need a second update from good old Flamenco. He's a good guy. And there we go. That's the last bite. Thanks, Naomi. You know what? I remember, 5 or 6 years ago, Chipotle was considered like hipster millennial shit. And now that the Chipotle craze is kind of over, I'm happy to enjoy it now. I wanted to eat it fast, guys. I didn't want to like just make you fucking sit here and wait. I shoved that right in my fucking face. Yeah. I'm not Hassan here who watches videos for like 30 fucking years while eating and just steals them. It's a good smoothie too. Do you guys have Booster Juice in the States? It's like a health food restaurant. All right, let's go. Monkey Bat for $5. I may have missed it. Did you release a video on truckers' protest? No, I did not. I will. I'm making a much more in-depth video than some. I appreciate people like Lauren Southern and J.J. McCullough. Those are good content creators, but they did like shorter videos. I'm doing a big video, a huge video, like a documentary level video on that. So. It will come. It will be huge. You will enjoy it. Ralph got punched at the bowling tournament last night. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Like, Ralph's life is just falling apart around him. I feel sorry for him. But he's not going to change his behavior. He's not going to get it together. He's honestly just white trash at this point. All right. Let's continue. Hockey fan spots a cancerous mole at the game and delivers a life-saving note. Nadia Popovici wrote a message on her phone with mole, cancer, and doctor in bright red type to get the attention of Brian Hamilton, an assistant equipment manager for the Vancouver Canucks. There they are. Nadia Popovici and Brian Hamilton. Nadia Popovici kept shifting her eyes from the hockey game to the back of Brian Hamilton's neck. Mr. Hamilton, an assistant equipment manager for the Vancouver Canucks, had a small mole there. It measured about 2 centimeters and was irregularly shaped and red-brown in color. Possible characteristics of a cancerous mole. Signs that Miss Popovici had learned to spot while volunteering at hospitals as a nursing assistant. Maybe he already knew, but if so, why was the mole still there? She concluded that Mr. Hamilton did not know. I need to tell him, Miss Popovici, 22, told her parents at the October 23rd NHL game between the Canucks and the Seattle Kraken at the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. Miss Popovici typed a message on her phone and waited for the game to end. After waving several times, she finally drew Mr. Hamilton's attention and placed her phone against the plexiglass. The mole on the back of your neck is possibly cancerous. Please go see a doctor, the message read, with the words mole, cancer, and doctor colored bright red. Mr. Hamilton said he looked at the message, rubbed the back of his neck, and kept walking, thinking, well, that was weird. Miss Popovici said she regretted the message and thought that at the time, maybe it was inappropriate of me to bring up. After the game, Mr. Hamilton went home and asked his partner if she could spot the mole. She could. He asked the team doctor if it was worrisome. It was. Then, after he had it removed, he waited for the biopsy results to see if the fan sitting behind the team's bench had been right. Indeed, Miss Popovici was correct, and she had just saved his life. She took me out of a slow fire, Mr. Hamilton said, his voice quavering at times. And the words out of the doctor's mouth were, if I ignored that for 4 to 5 years, I wouldn't be here. Specifically, doctors later told him it was a type 2 malignant melanoma, a type of skin cancer that, because it was detected early, could be easily removed and treated. With melanoma, just like many other cancers, the success of the treatment or the cure is often dependent on the stage of the disease. The sooner you find something, the better it is. Mr. Hamilton recalled the doctor telling him, I'm going to diagnose you with cancer and I'm going to cure you with cancer in the same phone call. Once he knew he was fine, Mr. Hamilton asked the Canucks franchise to help him find the woman he described as a hero. Mr. Hamilton wrote a letter that he posted to the team's Twitter account on Saturday that said, to this woman I'm trying to find, you changed my life, and I want you to find you to say thank you very much. The problem is, I don't know who you are or where you're from. It took less than 3 hours to find Miss Popovici, who had been sleeping at her home in Tacoma, Washington that afternoon, after working overnight at a crisis intervention specialist at a suicide prevention hotline. She woke up to texts and missed calls from her mother. I think she was just shocked. Miss Popovici, who had already planned to attend the game on Saturday between the Canucks and the Kraken in Seattle, was invited by both teams to meet Mr. Hamilton. He had just finished a news conference about what had happened. Referring to Miss Popovici, he told reporters, my mom wants her to know that she loves her. Later that afternoon, he repeated the message to Miss Popovici in person. It was the sweetest thing when you were talking about your mom, she said. She told him as they properly met for the first time. At the game, both teams presented Miss Popovici a combined $10,000 scholarship to use for medical school purposes. Some people are saying this is not even going to be a drop in the bucket, but trust me, it feels like everything. I'm really just so grateful. She had watched the game from the same seat where she had spotted the mole. Everything, she thought, had gone right that day. A future medical student had been sitting close enough to a team bench where an assistant equipment manager was, thankfully, not wearing a jacket large enough to cover the cancerous mole on his neck. This entire experience has been so rare, Miss Popovici said, and I will just cherish it. What a feel-good story, guys. Like, what a feel-good story. This woman manages to spot a mole from the crowd and saves this guy's life. She didn't have to do it. They were just strangers. But you know what? Yeah. Heartwarming. It's the world. You know what? We might go over some bullshit stuff on this channel. We might see some terrible things on Twitter. The morons on Twitter might just make you lose faith in humanity. People like Denims. But you know what? There is still good in the world. There's still humanity. People still help each other. People still care about each other, all right? The toxicity of the online radicals might make you feel like things are fucked. But you know what? In the real world, things actually aren't that fucked. Society's pretty okay in the end. Just, if you feel like, if you're feeling too doomer about the future and everything, honestly, log off for a few days. You'll feel fine. What's next? Oh, yes. California introduces new bill that will allow mothers to kill their babies. I wanted to actually go through this in detail. So, here's the article. California introduces new bill that will allow mothers to kill their babies up to 7 days after birth. This sounds kind of ridiculous. It sounds like it's California. Who the fuck knows? It could be true. But I wanted to actually look at the details of, and not just go off like a headline and go off of an article where someone obviously has a bias. Okay? So, California Governor Gavin Newsom is working on a new infanticide bill that would legalize the murder of children up to 9 months gestation, which is just an abortion, and in the weeks, someone added the S, after birth. This bill has been proposed by Newsom's Future of Abortion Council, which makes the recommendations to strengthen and expand abortion in the state of California. Okay. So, if you actually want to look at the bill itself, here's what it actually says, okay? Okay. Here's more details on the situation. So, new language added to AB 2223 last week revealed the disturbing intent. The proposed legislation would shield a mother from civil and criminal charges for any actions or omissions related to her pregnancy, including miscarriage, stillbirth, or abortion, or perinatal death. Okay, so basically, the mother is not liable for civil or criminal charges related to any actions or omissions that cause miscarriage. That seems reasonable to me. If you're pregnant and you don't know you're pregnant yet, and you go out and you smoke and you drink and you have like a fun time, and then you miscarry because you were only like a month or two pregnant, obviously you shouldn't be charged for that. That's ridiculous. This protection makes sense. Okay? Stillbirth, same thing. A stillbirth is almost never the fault of the mother. Can't blame them for a stillbirth. Agreed. Abortion. You might not like abortion. Fair enough. But it is currently legal. And considering that it's currently legal, no, you can't charge someone for getting an abortion. All right? Again, fair enough. Perinatal. This is where things get a little bit weird. Because the word perinatal, if we were to Google search it, pertaining to the period immediately before and after birth. Okay? So, perinatal death means death of a baby that happens slightly before birth or slightly after birth. So, this word is where the wrench is being thrown in, okay? This word is where the wrench is being thrown in. So, if the baby dies slightly after birth, the mother is shielded from civil and criminal charges for any actions or omissions that cause the death. That sounds insane to me. Now, most definitions of perinatal death include the demise of newborns 7 days or more after birth. The bill also protects anyone who aids or assists a pregnant person in exercising these rights. For years, pro-life advocates have argued that there is no moral difference between ending a child's life days before the birth or days after birth. California's pro-abortion legislators now seemingly agree. Okay. So yeah, this doesn't necessarily legalize killing newborn children. What it does do is it prevents. It sounds so ridiculous. This prevents police from charging women who have killed newborn babies. I think this is unless I'm reading this wrong or like I'm missing something or whatever, this seems like fucking monstrous, okay? A few weeks ago, Maryland introduced a bill that decriminalizes neglecting newborns to death using the same perinatal language, though the bill hearing was canceled. In 2019, Virginia Governor Ralph Northam was widely condemned for a radio interview asserting that doctors could decide to allow children to die after birth if that's what the mother and the family desired. This is insane. This is fucking insane. Like, say what you want about abortion, okay? You might not like it, fine. But getting an abortion at, say, 3 months in, all right? Or whatever the fuck it is. Getting an abortion a few months into the pregnancy is a far better scenario than carrying a baby to term, giving birth to them, and then killing them after birth. Like, that's monstrous. All right? That's fucking monstrous, dude. Dev, go over the actual bill. It's easily accessible. Do you have it? Here, let's see. I'll search for AB 2223. Bill text, reproductive health. We're gonna do a search for perinatal. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Notwithstanding any other law, a person shall not be subject to a civil or criminal liability or penalty, or otherwise deprived of their rights based on their actions or omissions with respect to the pregnancy or actual, potential, or alleged pregnancy outcome, including miscarriage, stillbirth, abortion, or perinatal death. A person who aids or assists a pregnant person in exercising their rights under this article shall not be subject to civil or criminal liability or penalty, otherwise would be deprived of rights based solely on their actions to aid or assist a pregnant person in exercising their rights under this article with voluntary consent. Okay. Now, notwithstanding any other law. All right. Right. Notwithstanding the evidence, consensus that the jury would not reach a verdict. Okay. In spite of. All right. So, I had to figure out which way they were using notwithstanding here. So, in spite of any other law, a person shall not be subject to criminal or civil liability. Okay. I mean, it does honestly seem it does honestly seem like this is opening the door to allowing children to die. Just like maybe not killing them, but like just taking your baby and leaving it in the woods and walking away, and then you're not responsible. Like, it sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Fucking hell, dude. Oh, also, they keep changing woman's to pregnant person throughout the bill. That's funny. Woman. Pregnant person. Pregnant woman. All right. Okay. Fuck, this is terrible. All right, let's continue. Jasper Evans for $5. Can't wait for the California case where a woman neglects her child due to death and gets away with it due to the new law. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I just saw that, Kieran. Thank you, though. Thank you for the $5. Okay, let's continue. Left-wing member of Loudoun County School Board abruptly resigns as district faces scrutiny over sexual assault cases. Oh boy. Beth Bartz, a prominent left-wing member of the Loudoun County School Board, abruptly announced on Friday that she was stepping down from her position. The development comes as the Loudoun County School Board faces intense criticism over its handling of 2 sexual assault cases. The school board has also generated national attention in recent months as parents fight back against COVID-19 policies, transgender issues, and controversial lessons about race. So she has decided to step down. She is grateful to have given a role in empowering students and especially proud to participate in helping steer the Loudoun County school system through the uncharted waters and educating students through a global pandemic. So let's see. I'm just going to have a sip here. You guys can't hear me sip because I'm using a straw. She was elected to the school board in November 2019, meaning that she has served almost half of the 4-year term. Despite school board elections and being nonpartisan, Bartz had received support from the Loudoun County Democratic Committee. Bartz's tenure was controversial. She had faced censure from their board members. The board first voted to reprimand and then formally censor her, and then finally remove her from committees for violating the school board rules during some of her interactions with county residents and through her posts on social media. Other board members called her inflammatory. In a school board document from earlier this year, Chair Sheridan wrote that Bartz failed to put student interest first, and also failed to show respect for fellow board members. Bartz has found herself in the center of a recall effort that sought to remove several school board members over their membership in an online group that tracked parents who opposed the inclusion of a critical race theory in school curriculum and parents who supported in-person learning. Wow, you're out here tracking parents who don't want critical race theory and want kids to go back to school. Are you serious? Jesus. Wow. This could not have been an easy decision for Miss Bartz. We have made known our displeasure with her actions as a school board member over the past several months, but today she's done the right thing. Okay. Oh. See, was this article edited? Because I thought there was some... when I saw this originally being passed around, there was some kind of sexual part of the conversation where she was like talking to kids about sexuality inappropriately. Maybe that turned out to be false. Okay. Facebook allows war posts urging violence against Russian invaders. So all this talk for the past fucking decade about making things even safer, rounding the corners, wrapping people up in fucking bubbles, it's all gone. You can now just openly state violence against Russians. Now, I think as long as the violence is not actionable, you should be able to say it against anybody, right? You know, I'm going to kill you, or I hate you, or I'm going to beat you up. It's not like an actionable threat. If it's an actionable threat, okay, fine. I understand the desire to censor them. If it's actually incitement, understood. Okay. But like, just, you're fucking stupid. I'm going to punch you. Is that bannable? No, it shouldn't be. None of this should be banned. But because people hate Russians now, Facebook is allowing posts urging violence against Russian invaders. Fucking insane, dude. Fucking insane. Facebook and Meta, I hate this fucking new thing, will allow Facebook and Instagram users in some countries to call for violence against Russians and Russian soldiers in the context of the Ukraine invasion. This is a temporary change to the hate speech policy. The social media company is also temporarily allowing posts that call for the death to Russian President Vladimir Putin or Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko. As a result of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, we have temporarily made allowances for forms of political expression that would normally violate our rules, like violent speech, such as death to the Russian invaders. We still won't allow credible calls for violence against Russian civilians. How about you just let all of it happen? Fuck it. Yeah, this is the it's okay when we do it view. Yeah. Insanity. Fuck Facebook, dude. So one thing I've noticed, the last few links are going to be about Russia. Just like a quick update on the war. And one thing that I've noticed, guys, so a bunch of people who are legitimately extremely far right on Twitter, people that I follow, some of them that I don't, legitimate, neo-fascist types, legitimate ANCAPs, people who are definitely on the right wing of the spectrum, the dissident right, okay? These people were talking about how, firstly, that Russia's never going to invade Ukraine. That it's all false flag operations by the U.S. to basically stir up Biden support. It's all bullshit. Russia good. Never going to happen. And then as soon as they invaded, they all immediately fucking turned around and said, you know what? This is the end of Western civilization. This is World War III. The hegemony of the West has collapsed. We are living in a fallen civilization. America's word no longer means anything anymore. We're in a huge decline. All of this fucking insanity, okay? However, seemingly against all odds, the Russians are not doing very well in this war. The Ukrainians are actually kind of holding their own in this war. And as soon as that kind of first of all, they were like, it's all AstroTurf bullshit. But now that you can't even deny it anymore, this is happening. Every single person on the right has shut the fuck up about Ukraine. They've just closed their mouths and they're just like, well, I guess we were wrong about everything all the time, and now we're just gonna shut the fuck up and not even talk about it. And it's like, oh, okay, that's what fucking happens, eh? So yeah. So Russia, there's been a massive Russian retreat. There's been a massive Russian retreat in Ukraine. They're being pushed back. It's fucking happening here, guys. Hold on, just wait. So you're okay with the globalist winning Ukraine? I'm okay with Ukraine winning Ukraine. If those people want to be globalists, that's their fucking business, not mine. All right. Poor Dev still thinks that fascism is right wing. Mussolini and Giovanni were literally Marxists. No, they weren't. I have read more than this than you, Mean Gene, for sure. I know what you're referencing. Mussolini and Giovanni were anti-Marxist socialists. And honestly, I think that fascism is probably authoritarian center. But here's the thing. I said neo-fascist, not fascist. The neo-fascist movement is a different movement than the fascist movement. And the neo-fascists are absolutely in the right wing. So, the Russian retreat indicates they're rearming. Possibly. I mean, I don't expect this to be done, Kirinov. I'm not saying that the Russians have lost, we've won, everything. No. The Russians, they're coming back. But currently, they're retreating. And they've been retreating quite a bit. The concept of Ukraine as a state does not even exist. That's so fucking. That's one of the dumbest things I've seen in the chat so far. Are you fucking kidding me? Clearly it does. So anyway, they're retreating, and throughout their retreat, people are noticing that they have left behind a ridiculous amount of carnage, and also possibly an ethnic cleansing. The There have been photographs and videos showing destroyed tanks and armored vehicles along with dead bodies. There's a lot of dead Russians left behind. I mean, Russia has always historically just said, throw 1 billion corpses at it. Just throw bodies, send people into the meat grinder. We'll eventually win. And, you know, sometimes it works for them, you know, so fair enough. Yeah. Russia thought it was going to be an easy win, and it hasn't been. They're getting fucked. They haven't lost yet. They haven't lost. But anyway, I'm not going to show some of these things because there are bodies in this footage, and I don't want this stream to get fucked. But, for example, Bucha's mayor, Anatoly Fedoruk, have discovered 280 people in mass graves since the Ukrainian army retook control of the key town outside of Kiev. Ukraine has regained control of the whole Kiev region. Actually, there's no bodies here. 20 bodies in a single street, including one with his hands tied. They're tying people and just killing them. Yeah. I'm not going to click on this because this is a video of corpses. We're not going to watch it. So I'm just going to look at the quote tweet here. Terrible news from Kiev. The Russian military has carried out mass killings of unarmed Ukrainian civilians in Bucha, northwest of Kiev. So they're basically killing any civilian of fighting. I understand what a tactical withdrawal is, Mean Gene. That's why I haven't said the Russians have lost. Okay? All right? You got to pay attention to what I'm saying, not just hear what you want to hear. Okay? So, yes, it seems like they have decided to kill every Ukrainian male they can find of fighting age, which is pretty reprehensible, in my opinion. No, but killing. I know Fubar Freak, but killing every male of fighting age, that's getting closer to genocide. All right? Friend of my husband, a doctor from Zaporizhia, writes that girls were brought in from Mariupol with vaginal and anal ruptures. The oldest of them is 10 years old. They should not exist. I am ready to pray to all the gods for these creatures to die in agony. All right? So, you use Marxist rhetoric, no thanks. You sound fucking insane, dude. Hey guys, am I a Marxist? Anyway, no. The Russians seem to be committing all sorts of crimes. I don't think this is going to look good as time goes on. I think after the war is over, and we get the secrets of what we will finally know what happened, and it's going to look very bad for Russia. All right. This idea of fucking Western pro-Russia simps. It's so stupid. Coach Red Pill, fucking retarded. All these fucking people on the right who were like, Russia, they did nothing wrong. Fucking retarded. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass about NATO and tell you that we have always been morally perfect at all times. But you know what? Guess who is currently not doing this? That's us. All right? Guess who's currently not doing this? Guess who's currently not invading a country and raping their children and killing all the fighting age men? It's not us. We're not doing that. So I don't want to sit here and be told that Russia's a good boy doing nothing wrong. No, this is absolutely inexcusable. So that's all I've got for you. That's the end. I may do a Russia update video at some point, but to be honest, until they return with their counterattack, things are kind of a lull. Oh, also, apparently Coach Red Pill broke both his legs. So, serves that fucker right. So, here's the Game Boomers stream schedule for this week. The Tuesday is kind of set in stone, and the Saturday is happening at 10 a.m. rather than 7 p.m. because I'm going on EFAP again next Saturday night. But those are the games laid out for this week. The pinned channel in the chat room is the gaming channel. Make sure you're there. I'll see you there. Come say hello. I really appreciate it. You want to join the $5 club in the Discord? hit up the Patreon subscribe star, the YouTube memberships button below this stream, or the gaming channel's sub button over on Twitch. You can use your Amazon Prime sub. You have Amazon Prime account? You can use your Amazon Prime sub. Either way, it all gets you into the $5 club. $5 recurring so that the bot can put you in there automatically through any of the sources will do. Or $100 US to the PayPal, directly into the PayPal, send me your receipt, we'll put you in the $5 club for life. And of course, send me your packages, there's the P.O. box. All right? Now then, chat, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Let me read. Dev, you simped hard for neolib media while promoting Marxist right. You know that I know that people who are like extremely far right like to view neolibs and soc dems and Marxists as being the same thing. You know that they're not, right? Fuck, it's so dumb. Get me off this wild fucking ride. I am a centrist, all right? Maybe you thought that I was dog whistling and I'm actually a far right person when I said I'm a centrist, but I am actually a centrist. I do not view the left as inherently evil, nor do I view the right as inherently evil. Okay, let us look at the final few super chats before I take off for the day, because you know what? We've been going for 2.5. This is a really long weekly sip, guys. We've been going for 2.5 hours, guys. Damn. Thanks, everyone. I enjoyed being back. I want to finish this smoothie of mine and get to work in the next videos. I have some writing to do. Let's see. Let's see now. $2. Dr. Diddler. Come on now, Dev. Far lefties were pro-Russia too. Some of them were. The tankies were. Like, Infrahaz, guys like those. They were like, rebuild the Soviet Union. Tovarish. Meanwhile, you got like Vosh wasn't pro-Russia. Vosh was very anti-Russia. Alkalade P for $5. Thank you. Indonesians seem oddly supportive of Russia because of the U.S. invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan. Yeah, fair enough. The U.S. has done terrible things too. I'll do that for $2. It's just not denazification, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the $2. And then Kiranoth, you should look at the other changes too. Remove the word woman from the bill. Yeah, I went into that. Thank you. Nagger's the Annoying at $2, 2.5 hours. Best sip yet. Thank you. Liberals are centrists. Like classical liberals, they're centrists. Yeah. Argel for $5. To be honest, I do wish to look more into the ideological aspects of various FOSS and Linux projects, but I don't feel smart to understand them. Same here, dude. Same here, dude. Yeah. Skaven was canceled. I'll double check once more, because it might be happening, but I think Skaven is canceled. Yes. Kibbs canceled Skaven, guys. He has to work today. Kibbs did it. Fucking Kibbs. All right, guys. That's the end of the supers. Thanks very much. It feels so good to have Super Chats back, so I really appreciate all the support you guys have shown me today. It's been excellent. 4,000 cops. Thanks. With the Will Smith videos apparently back. I have to go look into that. Trucker video when? Whenever. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. But no, it's time for me to go. Stop with the Super Chats. I gotta go. $10 from Investigator Wumquin. Thank you. Dev, are they neo-fascist or are they actually proto-fascist? Also, would you consider to be in this category like I think AA and Distributus and Lizzie? I don't know who Lizzie is, or I don't really know who Distributus is, but the thing about the neo-fascists, there's like, okay, I was explaining this to Adam Friended at one point. The fascist movement post World War II abandoned the economic side of fascism, like the whole corporatist council thing that Mussolini supported, and got into like the mysticism, the Nazi mysticism, because there was a side of Nazism in Germany, and also through Evola in Italy, there was this mystic side of the ideology. That's why Evola called himself a super fascist in the end. He believed he was more fascist than the actual fascists. But there was this mystic side that was concerned with blood purity and like ancient Nordic bullshit. Like that's why whenever you see like for example, in Indiana Jones or in the Marvel movies, the Nazis are always going after like ancient artifacts. That's kind of like a pop culturized bastardization of the spiritual aspects of Nazi belief, and those people basically coalesced into like a form of spiritual neo-fascism after World War II. Because for example, if you were to actually read some of the fascists post World War II who kept writing and kept doing political theory, they all heavily lean in that direction. Basically, Mussolini's idea of the corporative state died at the end of World War II, and fascism stopped being about that afterwards. Why would Russia commit open war crimes with the media watching? Shaker Silver, they did not. They committed closed war crimes and then had to retreat, and then we found them. Taking the caricature of them from the media at face value, even though you know how they act. I am. When I was talking about those videos that I wasn't going to show you, I watched the videos before the stream. Like, these were not media. These are not like guys out there with like media cameras posing like fake corpses and stuff. These were citizens of Ukraine with phones recording the carnage and then posting it on Twitter. I didn't play them for you because I don't want my stream to get fucked. But I've seen it. This is not the media. This is actually what's happening. Okay? Anyway, that's all the super chats. Thank you very much. I really... Hyperborea. Not today, guys. We're fucking done. All right. Okay, guys. That's the end. That is the end of the stream. It's good to have monetization back. Thank you for supporting and donating the show. Donating to the show. I really appreciate your support. Please follow the gaming channel. It is pinned in at the top of the chat. I will see you there tomorrow night, and I think I have a video planned for you tomorrow during the day. So, have a good day, guys. No Skaven, so I'll just see you tomorrow. Bye.